What's up, ma? What's the deal, savages? Thanks for tuning in again to your boy's channel. You know it's always much love when you stop by. Today we kind of got a hotbed topic because a lot of people nowadays love to say the N-word and they ain't necessarily African American in any way, shape, or form. Where I stand, I'll let you know where I stand later on in this video, how I feel about it, if I do it, if I use the N-word or not, and we'll go from there. But before we get into it, I kind of basically just want to touch on a few things and just see, you know, what is it that has made that word so prevalent, right, in everybody's culture? Is it because of, you know, music? Is it because of rap? Is it because of hip hop? Is it a term of endearment now for other races? And is it okay to be called the N-word from somebody who is African American, although you're not African American? So we're going to touch on a bunch of that stuff going forward. Just make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And when you do subscribe, or if you do, should I say, hit that bell notification so that way you can be notified of future videos coming out. Straight up, let's get it though. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this topic. Let's open up a discussion. You know, feel free to drop comments. You know, I engage you back for the most part. And if you a hater and you got something negative to say, most times I won't even care. I'll leave your comment there. But if it's something that's just really a negative, something that's just going to lead to other people feeding off your negativity, then yes, I will delete your comment. So don't bother to ask me, hey, bro, why'd you delete my comment? Your comment got deleted because it was nothing but poison. So with that being said, let's go. Okay. When I was in prison, you know, people always ask me, you know, do Mexicans use the N-word in prison, right? When I was in prison, GP, I didn't have no desire to use that word, and none of the Mexicans around me had that desire to use that word. Now, when I crossed over to S and Y, you know, people, level 4, level 4 180, level 4 270s, it's the same shit, right? You got the ex-Crips, you got the ex-Bloods. Regardless, you got the blacks, you got the Mexicans, ex-Southsiders, ex-Northerners, ex-yada, yada, 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 but they're Mexicans. Now, what was the difference, right? The difference was when you're S and Y, it's like being on the streets. It's like being able to be more free of who you are, be free and be real about yourself as a character and your personality, instead of having to be a part of an army and conduct and carry yourself a certain kind of way because you know that to do so, to be who you truly are, would possibly be a violation of what your rules are. So S and Y, you see that all the time. And nobody cares, you know. You would never hear nobody say nothing about it. I don't recall ever seeing a fight, because you had homies running around from Watts, from Grape Street, from South Central. You know, these are Mexicans running around, but you know, they say that word. You know, they're cool with blacks, and the blacks is cool with them saying it. So this today in 2019 climate, right? In today's day and age, we got a lot of music, and we got a few Mexican artists that came out using the N-word, and I was wondering if it was controversial, but it seems like it really wasn't that controversial. Now, I see it through the comment section a lot in certain videos where, you know, there's OG blacks that just don't condone that, and there's even some younger Africans that don't condone that. See, for me, I can respect that, but for me, I'm gonna touch on me for a second. I actually have a very, 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 very big circle of African American homies, and they're my brothers, and I will die for them. They'll die for me. And see, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I use the N-word with them. They use the N-word with me. Now, for however anybody sees that, like as if it's a disrespect or an insult, I'm willing to get down. I'm willing to get down if someone's got something to say to me about using it, right? Because how I feel is you got to be smart, right? You got to be able to decipher, discern, and be wise about who you're going to use that word around. You know, you can't just go up to me, being the color skin I am, right? I already know I'm not going to be going up to every black guy or black person that I encounter and saying, hey, what's up, my N? Or hey, what you getting into, my N? Or what's good, my N? Nothing like that. For me, with my circle, the way we are, that's how we talk amongst each other. Now, if someone's got a problem or they step in and they interfere and they say something, chances are one of my N's gonna get on you and gonna lay you the hell out, period, before I could even get on you. But what does that mean? You know, does me using that word make me wannabe? Does it make me seem like I'm trying to be somebody else? Does it make me? Nah, it doesn't. That's the truth of the situation. The truth of the situation is that there's a whole lot of people bent out of shape. But if you don't like that, and if you had a problem with that, then maybe you shouldn't go around calling people that. Maybe you shouldn't, as a term of endearment, be like, "Hey, what's up, my aunt?" to a Mexican, because that happens more often than not. It seems like everyone that says that feels like it's okay to call every other race like, "Hey, what's up, my aunt?" but not get it back. So that's a total contradiction right there. That's a total hypocritical move right there. So I feel like I could respect it from somebody who says, "I don't get down like that. I don't want you using that word, and this is why, the history of the situation." I could respect that. But if you think you're going to call me that and I can't say it back to you, then we got an issue. Now, let's talk about the actual word itself, right? Like, because we got to respect the roots of the actual word. Like, no matter what, you got to be able to respect that, which I do. I pay nothing but respects to the history of of where the black culture is now, just like I do for my culture, just like I do for any other culture who's made it through some kind of struggle, oppression, and made it on top. So do I say it to try to be cool or look cool or feel cool? Nah, I don't. It's a term of endearment that I use, and especially coming from the projects, coming from the slums myself. It's weird like that. When you spend your life, anywhere, you could be anywhere. You could be Barstow. You could be in Vegas. You can be in Colorado. If you come from anywhere where your group of friends growing up was like a little, lower class, a little bit lower class, didn't have income like that. All your homies was diverse homies. It's like that's just what you feel comfortable in. That's the environment you feel comfortable in. Now, I don't want to say that I'm condoning people going around and just using that word like it's nothing, right? I'm not condoning that, because at the end of the day, that is wrong. However, what I'm saying is, how could rappers and everybody push this music, right, and use that word so frequently and still get mad when another race does it, right? Now, you don't have a problem when people are buying all the albums, all the songs, streaming all that shit, but the second a motherfucker want to come out and say something and just be, in that good vibe and of endearment, it's a problem. So I got a foot on both sides, just for the simple fact there's a lot of hypocrites and they contradict themselves. But as far as how many people have ever told me, "Hey, don't say that word," not one person in my entire life. And let me just tell you, I've always used that word. It's not my first word. I don't walk around just saying, "Hey, what up, what up, what up, what up." It don't go down like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm just a personable person. So if I run up on a group, we chopping it up, I'm telling them about what I do, they tell me about what they do. I throw a little joke in there, and boom, and it's like I've never had a problem. It's like, I guess people can see that I'm not. There's no acting. There's no fakery. It's just me being me. Now, with that being said, it's happening so prevalent and so frequently these days that I don't know where we'll be in 2025, but I think that word is no longer carrying any type of restrictions on it. The only people that I see that have a problem with being able to use that word, and for the most part, I don't even think they want to use that word, is the Caucasians, is the whites, because they just were on the other side. They were the oppressor at that time. Now, don't get me wrong. I know white homies too that actually are in the thick of it, that are in the mud, and they use that word all the time. But it's really a no-go. It's really a no-go still for them. But I'm just saying, man, you really never know. So why not allow the use of that word for endearment, right? For bridging a gap, right? For everybody just being cool, right? For everybody just coming together and putting one last form of like racism or something under our boots, and just let everybody say that shit. Like, let everybody, you know what I mean? As long as a motherfucker ain't putting an ER at the end of it, and it's just the A, like GA, then it should be cool. In my eyes, it should be cool, as so long as it's being used the right way, for endearment, for brotherly love. Because I told you about my fam, and they know what time it is with me. I don't play that. You know what I mean? I'll take off on you. You tell me something about using the N word, but I'm so respectful that you won't even have to tell me no stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna put it, if I don't know you, I'm not gonna subject you to that position and put you in that position to where you feel like, damn, I gotta tell him something. On another note though, look, how I feel about, Mexicans using the N word, the Mexican community specifically, don't fight it, right? Like if you feeling like, if that's how you talk, homies, be you. Like that's how I say, like, be you. Like if that's how you get down and that's your swag, that's how you carry yourself, then be you and stay you. Don't switch up. Don't be like because we oppressed too. You know what I mean? Like the brown skin, like my brown skin never got me no privilege. That shit never got me nowhere ahead of anybody. I never had no doors open to me. I never had no windows open for me. Sometimes I've had the same kind of oppression where I've been stereotyped. I've been pulled over by cops. I've been asked what I was doing in a certain neighborhood because of how I look, right? And this was before tattoos. This is just me, brown kid, shaved head, and it's could have been for a number of reasons, but I'm sure me having browner skin has something to do with it. Now, is it the same? Am I going to be comparing people? Look, I'm going to tell you right now, the mass incarceration going on, we right up there. It used to be African Americans that were the number one most incarcerated, and I think it's actually us now. And that's just because, motherfucker, too many of us came from Mexico. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I think anybody from the streets who's really from the streets, like, knows the real on Mexicans who say that word. But my question to all of y'all is, especially people who ain't never been to prison, to jail, to the streets, how you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about somebody respectfully, like, not trying to imitate you, not trying to steal your swag, nothing like that, but that can communicate with you effectively, but be endearing to you as a brother, but talk to you the way that you feel comfortable, if you do feel comfortable. And to the African community, my question to you guys is, for y'all that don't even say that word yourself, how do you feel about it? Because there's so many, this word is blowing up, overpopularized. It's blowing up, man. Like, everybody's saying this word, I've been looking up on YouTube, so many Mexican rappers using this word, and I don't think anybody's checking them. And if you ask me my personal opinion, I don't think anybody is going to check them unless it's like, our own people, because, Mexican gangbanging and shit, is very against any type of other culture mingling. It's like, it's real racist, so, if they hooked up with something like that. But even then, I've been seeing rappers that are Mexican, that are from Mexican gangs, Southsider gangs, saying the N-word. So I don't know. I'm just curious, y'all. But to answer y'all questions, or to tell you what I told you, I told you in the beginning that I was gonna let you know, like, basically how what my get down is. Yeah, in case you don't know, I do use that word, but I don't use it disrespectfully, and I've never had a problem my entire life using that word. However, I'm one of those guys who knows when, where, and what's the appropriate time. I'm not one of those guys who just running around town thinking that it's okay, thinking I got some kind of pass to use that word anywhere in front of anyone. I got more respect than that. But if you're my brother and you African, then 9 times out of 10, that's how we talking to each other, because that's how it goes. I got swag. I'm a Mexican, but I'm a Mexican with swag. Even when I was a Southsider, I had swag. And a lot of homies used to hate on me for that shit, because a lot of them little cholo motherfuckers don't got swag. They're stuck in this cholo bullshit, and it's cool. Hey, that's some old school shit, salute you. But it's 2019, bro. Like, you can't expect people to think, dress, act, or talk the way y'all did back in your day. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Man, let's fill this comment section up, though. Let's fill it up. I want comments. I want to know how you feel about it. I want to know from white people how you feel about it. I know if y'all got black homies, do you wish that y'all could just talk more openly like that and use that word? Because it is endearing. It does make you feel a part of a family. When my boy tells me, when my African partners tell me, hey, what's up, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, that's because I'm family. But, hey, get at me. Much respect, Savage family. You know what time it is. Deuces.